Chris, the Bucks fought back to make this a couple possession game in the fourth a couple times. Once Booker hit a three to make it 6-9. Another time they had 7. Book hits 2 threes in a row. Why is he built for those type of moments?
Big time. Big time. He could tell you better than I can, but he didn't train and worked his whole life for these moments. You know, and our team all season long has been, you know, you put the work in, you live with the results. So if Book shoot it, I expect it to go in. I get mad at him when he don't shoot, you know, so big shots.
And that one sequence you had to end the first half, 9 or 10 passes, 8 and ends up with an and one. Has your passing rubbed off on these guys, or how do you explain that one?
We have a saying with our team. It's called good to great. You know, we pass up good shots to get great shots, and it's the unselfishness of our team. Any coach in America, I'm sure they love to show their team that clip, and you know, DA finished it at the end.
Dwayne up front.
Yeah, Chris, you've talked about how Mikal and how much you're proud of DeAndre, but seeing Mikal do what he did tonight, career high 27 points in the playoffs.
I be on Kale so crazy, you know what I mean? Because Kale is just a winner. You know, he's a winner. When we won the Western Conference Finals, I looked at him and I had a flashback of him being at Villanova. You know what I mean? I remember him winning the championship there, and you know, he's just a winner. He's going to do whatever you need him to do, offensively or defensively, and it's good to see him playing like this.
Quick follow, Dave was talking about that one possession at the end of the first half, that possession in the fourth where, you know, a shot is missed, Mikal runs it down, then another shot is missed, Aiden gets the rebound and kicks it to you in the corner for a three that you hit. How big was that sequence? You guys were up 6 at that point. It went up.
It was huge. It was like the play of the game. You know, DA. You know, he's so hard on himself. He's so mad at how he played or whatnot. But I tell him if he doesn't get that offensive rebound and find me there in the corner, that was probably the biggest play of the game. So just shows you how we all have to stay the course.
Rachel on the left.
Hey, Chris. Athletes who've been doing it for a long time, toward the end of their careers, like Derek Jeter or Pete Sampras, when they were vets, they said that it was sometimes harder to stay in the moment of those championship series because you knew too much. Like you knew how hard and how long you had been to get there. And Jeter used to talk about the World Series at the beginning of my career were easy. It was the ones in the last few years that I really had a harder time staying in the moment. Have you experienced that at all?
No, I have a pretty good, I do a pretty good job of staying in the moment. You know, maybe a lot of the guys on our team, this is their first playoff series. You know, they don't know the heartache or the heartbreak. They just out there playing. So for me, I know how quick things can change. I know how a possession or a play can change the dynamics of an entire series. So for me, I don't get too high, I don't get too low. I just stay even keel. Wasn't always like that, you know, but I know that these situations are, you know, don't happen every day.
Thanks.
Mark up front.
Hey, Chris, I know Devin's still got his young legs in him, but what do you notice he does to be able to play at a high motor throughout the game?
He just stay in attack mode all game long. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about him. And I think me and him together, we've just built so much trust. You know, he like, here, see, go. You know, I go to him. And whatever happens during the game, you just know that there's never any malicious intent. You know, he just wants to win. He's going to do whatever he has to do to help our team win, and it's nice.
Mark, over here.
Chris, looking back to when you were traded here, what were your initial thoughts when you got the news? And could you have foreseen at this time being on this stage?
I know me. I know how hard I work during the summer. I know how I play. I knew the pieces that was here. I knew Book was here. And like I say, I knew the pieces. I knew mine. I knew that we would have a system. I knew that we would build trust. So I'm not surprised.
And what did you think about James having confidence in you?
JJ is our GM, but he is like my counterpart. He's like my brother. You know what I mean? So like we done been through so many different things with the CBA negotiations. So it was easy to talk to him about me wanting to be here. And it's nice when you have a relationship like that, because you can be honest, no matter what, good or bad, you know, you're going to shoot it to each other straight. And that's how it's always been.
Palmer on Zoom.
I'm going to go to Mark Schwartz with ESPN.
Chris, Devin always says that he doesn't run from moments like these. Very few players are really built like that. What is it about him that allows him to embrace and fearlessly go after moments this big?
I mean, Book had 70 in the game before. You know what I mean? So you don't do that being shy. You don't do that being shy. And like I said, he puts the work in. That's what a lot of people don't see. You see the games. You don't see all the shots after practice and all this different type of stuff. So he built for it. He built for it. And like I said, that was something that I saw before I came here. And it's nice to be on his team.
Gina up front.
Chris, yeah, when you talk about those things that we don't see, like what do you wish that we could see if we were flies on the wall, like at the practice facility afterwards, as far as just the work that Book does put in?
Just him? You talking him or our team?
Sure, yeah, just to stay on that topic.
Book. I don't know. It's the treatment. It's the shots. It's the everything. You know, we have a day in between games or something. I might shoot a little, then sit out, Book like Willie. I want to shoot some shots going here. I want to shoot some shots here, and everything is game speed. But we got a work team, so it's not just Book. It's Cam Payne, is Jay, is everybody. We got a work team, and it's nice to be a part of.
The two of you building that trust, what do you feel like the key was to doing that, and how long? I know you guys gelled right from the jump, but was there a point where you feel like it kind of reached a different level? I
don't know. I just know that I remember being on that one road trip and coach telling us we had the worst plus minus starting five. That hurt. I ain't never been on the minus side or any of that stuff. But we knew that we had to figure it out. If we wanted to get where we are now, we knew we had to figure it out. So we did, and we're gonna keep it going.
How did you figure it out?
I don't know. I think our defense got better. We started working on screening angles. We started running our sets. I missed most of training camp.
Right.
You know, I missed a lot of that time, so I didn't really know the offense like that. And so once we started playing and getting the continuity, and once you get some wins, you really start getting confidence.
Anthony, last question.
Yeah, you guys hit 23s tonight, which is actually tied for the second most in finals history. But, I mean, even that look right there, have you gotten used to how non-abnormal it seems for a team to hit 23s in a game in the modern era?
Yeah, I played in Houston. Yeah, we shot a lot of threes, you know, but, you know, with our team, we got shooters, you know, like real shooters. And I say this all the time. It's nice when you kick it to the guy and you expect him to make it. You know, you expect him to make it. Like, I get mad at some of these guys when they miss it. They miss it. I be like, come on, man. You don't miss that in practice. And it's different, too, when you know the work that they put in, right? So when shoot around is over, practice over, everybody don't leave the gym. Everybody's still in there shooting, So that's the trust that you build because you know the guys didn't put in the work.
How much can that save you? Like first quarter tonight, you guys only made 1-2 and we're kind of outplayed, but you hit I think 8 threes and stayed in the game. How much can just like a hot shooting quarter kind of save a team?
Help anybody. To help anybody. What they always say is a make or miss league, you know, and the fact that our guys had the confidence to continue shooting it, even if it's not going in, we like, you're gonna make the next one. You're gonna make the next one. We got a team full of guys. If a guy pass up a shot, probably gonna get cussed out. Right, because you know what everybody's capable of.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, no problem.
Just seeing Devin get in that mode, and you've seen it all year, but how special was it tonight to see him go to another gear in that second half?
I mean, I expect that out of him. He's he's our go-to player. You know, we know he can make plays for himself and for others. So we just try to get him in some good situations, good spots, and let him read the game and react and play basketball. He did a great job of just shot making tonight for sure.
Quick follow. You guys are 2 wins away from winning an NBA title. When you hear that, what's registering right now?
0-0. Fight. These guys are a tough team. Obviously, we're going into a tough environment. But your mindset has to be just 0-0 next game. Can't look too far ahead. Don't look back. Just next game mentality, and that's what we're preaching.
Thanks, Jae.
Cool.
Any other questions in here for Jae? Palmer, anyone on Zoom?
Yeah, next up, we're going to go with Brendan Clean with Locked On Suns.
Hey, Jae. Middleton had a pretty solid game in game one, especially getting to that pull-up three and just kind of finding mismatches. Not so strong tonight. Was there anything different you guys were doing on him, or was it just Giannis having the ball a little bit more and their offense looked different? Just what did you see from how things were different for them?
Well, I just think we just never let him get comfortable. We talked about it. We just wanted to give a lot of different looks to him, not let him see the same coverages over and over. Obviously, these guys do a good job, but when you play the same way, same style of defensively, they pick you apart. So we just try to give him a lot of different looks and make it as tough as possible on him. Obviously, he's a hell of a player. He's one of their go-to players. So we just want to make it as difficult as possible. I think Mikal Bridges did a great job on him all night.
What would you say the key is when Giannis does score like he did to still being able to win a game like that? You'd look at it and think, well, if he scores that way, most of the time Milwaukee's going to win. Obviously, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I'm not really into coaching those guys. I'm trying to beat them. So I don't really know the correct answer to that. We're just trying to beat them.
Next up is going to be Jovan Buha with The Athletic.
Hey, Jae. Chris and Devin have combined for the most points by a starting backcourt in NBA Finals history through the first couple games. Obviously, you expect big things from them offensively, but can you just speak to the level of dominance they've had through these first 2 games?
I mean, it sounds crazy, but I really expect them guys to play well every night. They put a lot of work into it. They do a good job of running our team, running our offense, making it run smoothly. Obviously, everything runs through those guys. So we put the ball in their hands and put them in situations and let them play and react. Coach did a great job of filling the game and putting those guys in position, and they do a good job of just creating for themselves and for others. So I expect that. It may be a surprise to others, but I expect those guys to lead the way, especially offensively for our team. And that's what we've been doing all year, and it's no different now that we're in the finals.
Next up is Mark Schwartz with ESPN.
Hey, Jae, I heard Devin say a week or two ago that he's been preparing for moments like this all of his life. He clearly doesn't run from them, does he?
No, I wouldn't be here if he did. I wouldn't want to play with a guy who runs from the moment. I think he does a great job of seizing opportunity. I knew playing against him what type of competitor he was previously before joining him as a teammate. So, no, to answer that question, he's not going to run from any fight, battle, situation that the basketball court presents. So he's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a competitor. And I'm glad to be a part of playing alongside him at this time of the year.
Why do you think?
Gina, and then one final question on Zoom.
Hey, Jae. Monty said that he thought that the defense in the second quarter is what won the game for you guys. Just what specifically on that end of the floor do you feel like was working really well and holding them to only, I think it was 16 points?
Yeah, I just think we adjusted and try to keep those guys out of our paint. They're a great team once the ball is in the paint. And we just tried to just guard the ball, guard our yard as best as possible to keep that ball out of our paint and make those guys make tough contested shots. I think that's our recipe, especially in the second quarter, was to get that lead. We just try to protect our paint. That was the message.
And then follow up on what you just said about Book too. I mean, you mentioned I wouldn't be here if not for him, but what have you maybe seen now from him as far as the work that he does behind the scenes as his teammate that none of us see? Like, what can you tell us about his work habits and what he does?
I mean, he's a well-rounded professional. I don't know how else to put it. He puts the work in on a daily basis. He just don't do it every now and again. It's an everyday thing. He takes care of his body. He takes care of his mind. He watches film. He talks. He communicates well. So he does everything you want out of a guy, especially who's been here, who's comfortable in this in this city and on this team. and he did a good job of just bringing everyone together. I think his work ethic speaks for itself. He's putting the work in, so he has a voice in the locker room. I think once you put the work in on a daily basis, obviously the rest of it falls in line from a leadership standpoint, and he does that on a daily basis.
Another question is Davide
Palmer on
Cennolato
Zoom.
from Italy.
Hi, Jay. Talking about your game, obviously you didn't shoot that well in game one. Game two was different. How much is important for you to be a contributor on offense and on defense too?
You know, I didn't look too much into it because we won the game. Obviously, if we would have lost that game and I played the way I played, I would have been even more disappointed in myself. But obviously, you have those nights. But we have a great team, and these guys do a good job of. We always been the team to talk about picking each other up. And obviously, I had a tough night, but my teammates picked me up. We was able to come out with a win. I do feel like it's big for me to play on both ends of the court and be a factor on both ends of the court. But obviously, our team is deep enough. We have enough to get it done. Even if I have an off night, even if Book have an off night, even if Chris have an off night, we have enough to get it done in our locker room, and we totally believe in one another. So that game was just a glimpse of what we've been preaching all year. We have each other back, and my teammates had my back that game.